A message here on WhatsApp says, "Good afternoon, Nigeria Info. The federal government should please find a permanent solution to the yearly flood, please. My people at our Oda East local government area were seriously affected last year. We don't want to suffer again this year. Miracle Obadiah from Ozuoba." All right, Miracle. Now, yes, we look forward to the government finding a solution, not just the federal government, but the state government as well. However, the solution may be timely, the solution may or may not come, or the solution may come and it may not be as desired. But then there is an alternative, and that is the alternative we are talking about. And we are talking about that alternative because before now, maybe it would not have been an issue, okay? But the situation these days, the economy is not smiling. And let me be more specific, yeah? For those of you who have ever had to accommodate people at your residence, you know it goes beyond just providing a roof over their head. It extends to sometimes ensuring that they are adequately taken care of. Water, food, and all you can possibly think of, including medical care, if for any reason there is a need for it. So when you take up that decision to say, okay, brother, my area, they have said that flood will affect us this year, or they have said that they are opening the so river or Cameroon, or okay, brother, can I come over? Let me come and be with you till everything is sorted out. Or sister, or my son, or my pikin. See, shebi na where they sit or na know wetin dey happen. See, they say it will affect us. When they put that call through to you, what would your response be like? Is it going to be, okay, sure, that's not a problem? Or is it going to come with some form of, what's it called now? You're going to be hesitant to want to even respond. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Son.
Your name is?
Sorry.
Hello, I can barely hear you. Your name is?
My name is Son.
Oh dear, what's going on? Hello? Okay, good afternoon, Nigerian. For Nigeria government should find everlasting solution in this flood matter. If I have what it takes to accommodate, I will do so. Skillful Perra is my name from Meche. So, what will it take? Newton Ikira says, "Good afternoon, Madam Didi. The statement by the federal government is the most insensitive on God's green earth. Relocate to avoid death, day one. Relocate to where? In these hard times? Why are they so removed from the people to claim? Why are they so removed from the people they claim to have rule over? Cameroon has done their part of the deal. Mighty Nigeria should do same. In times like this, you can't be proud to be a Nigerian. What a shame. It smacks of cruelty on their part. It's a shame that mighty Nigeria is at the mercy of our little brother Cameroon. Shame." Newton Akira, we can't be going about this shame. Who takes the blame and who's to be shamed? Let us think solutions. In times like this, while we say, enough is not being done about the situation, or we look forward to what is going to be done, what are we going to do from our end? And Matthew from Igrita says, with the way Nigeria economy is now, nobody will want to welcome anybody because of the flood. Are you speaking for yourself? Are you speaking for every other Nigerian? Nigerian, for good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, afternoon. My
Good
name is
afternoon.
Tina Gorman.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Concerning what you're saying about the dam that Cameroon is about to open. Hello.
I'm here. I'm with you. I'm here with you.
Okay, what I'm saying that I don't know how much will it take Nigeria and how long will it take Nigeria to be this Cameroon have already won them the first time, and up to now, Nigeria has not done anything. I think the state government can also come up with something in order to save their own people concerning this flood that is coming. Because it's not every time that people will be relocated, leaving their homes because of afraid of flooding, which is very, very bad. So it is River State government.
The question I asked, I don't think when I asked the question I mentioned River State government. The question I asked was, are you willing to accommodate friends or relatives who may be affected by the flood this year?
Okay, first of all, now the state government have to do something before individual will start, because they are the one receiving the bulk of money. If they are not receiving anything, they even struggle to have a daily food to eat. So if you don't, it's hard to accommodate another person, because you need to take care of those people.
Okay.
I don't know whether you understand.
Yes, I hope I understand. Okonkwa from Rumokuta, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It is always a very big discouragement in my mind as a human being. Flood started in 2012 and took place in 2014, 2015, 2019, 2022, last year. And one of last year, 632 persons died in that flood. Until today, nothing has been prepared so that more human beings will not die. Now, Cameroon every year pushes water from their dam to Nigeria. So now Cameroon could be built down, and we cannot build down. Oh God. We have not started though.
Okonkwa, you have not answered the question. Okonkwa, can you hear me? You have still not answered the question, sadly. My question to you, Okonkwa, is this. Are you willing to accommodate friends and relatives who may be affected by the flood this year?
Yes, but if I accommodate them this year, 2023, flood will still come in 2024, 2025, 2027. Will I continue to accommodate them? Because there is nothing that will be done. We that are callers will just call to waste our money and our time. The people that are there are not ready to do anything. Citizens can die, it doesn't concern them. Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Iron from Jari, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Go ahead.
My community in Bayelsa State is one of the states that is so affected. But thank God for the knowledge of the house we have in the village there. It has always stand tall because our DPC is 8 blocks, very high, and we always accommodate people. In fact, by the grace of God, I've been outstanding in providing that support. This year, what we recorded last year, we little bit increased the demand for foodstuff a little bit higher. Medication, although that one we already talking with the Red Cross to be available there because a lot of people will be there this year. But here in Port Harcourt, I will not open my house for them to come in. For instance, for the people of Orashi, no, I will not. But I think if I have any, I can liaise with other people who have free apartments. I am ready to devote my time and resources for those people to give them all the necessary attention and the need because they need it now. I have seen this flood, how it comes, how it ravages, the cost and the harm. So if we have any open air apartment, free apartment.
Mrs. Iron, I'm not talking about total strangers. I am talking about people you know personally.
People I know personally.
Yes.
That is why I started from the structure in my community.
Okay.
That we will accommodate. That is setting. We have made arrangements for that. Of course, even if they will come, they will stop in Egua. They can go there. But here in Port Harcourt, my relatives will not come. They are already the ones to run the whole issue there. But here in Port Harcourt, if I see any, is to render that necessary help, but not to ask them to come and live with me. No,
Okay.
that I will not try it.
All right then. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. To Facebook, for those of you watching live, I would like to read your messages. Okay, I can't access them now. So I'm just going to move on to Twitter. A message here from Atenya32 says, last year, 2022, we were affected by the flood and got accommodated by my uncle. But it wasn't easy for them. This year it will be more difficult because of the economic situation of the country. We reside at John Cramer 1, but I'm from Nembe, Ogbolomabiri. This year, Nembe is our target. So you are my brother. It's all right. Let me read your WhatsApp messages. Don't worry, I'll find a way around Facebook. Good afternoon, Double D. Do you know the repair work for the damaged portions of my community on Masuma Road by the flood last year has not finished? I'm well aware. And here we are. Another one is coming. From 2012 to now that we are having frequent high flood, the government, both federal and state, has not done enough to prevent it. Soibai from Borikiri. Masala from Rumosi, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Concerning the issue of ground. So,
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Okay, you will have to call me back, please. Chile Edwin on Facebook says, I really have no choice than to say come over because losing loved ones to flood will be more painful. Schoolboy Zuguru Wibe says, yes, I will do, but while waiting for the palliative by the federal government through state government, this is really hard time. Sackler the comedian says, let the flood affect them first. So I'm guessing, going by your name, you are trying to make light of the situation. I don't want to say you're being insensitive, but saying the flood should affect them first before you think of doing something sounds like, I don't know. How long are we going to be accommodating them every year? The government should look for a permanent solution to this flood. Our government has used this flood issue as a medium of stealing our money. Matthew from Igrita. My sister, I've evacuated one of my self-contained to assist the little I can. I did it last year, 2022. I will still do it this year, 2023. I feel unhappy seeing people sleeping under the cold weather without roof over their heads. I accommodated over 12 displaced persons in my house last year. I will not die if I increase the number this year. I'm from Ula Upata community in Ahoda East local government area. Emoka Monday JP at Ahoda. Uncle Lexi says, good afternoon, Didi. I am not sure I'll be able to accommodate anyone, no. Reason being because I don't have space in my apartment for more persons. The best I can do for anyone in that situation is to send them money to find a place till the flood reduces. God help us all. How sure are you that the money you are going to send would be enough for them to find a temporary... See, we're not talking about a permanent thing. I know, let me say this now. I know there is the fear that some people will come. You will let some people in and they will overstay their welcome. I think it was some days ago, Jude was talking about guests that stay and they don't know when it's time to go. So yes, the flood will recede, and you say, the flood has gone, when you come and be going, and it now becomes a problem. Yes, between relatives and friends will come so now because you accommodate me for your house statement. And now, getting them to leave may be a problem. And yes, the economy is not smiling too. Some of them will come and I expect you to take care of everything. So even if they had small money, they wouldn't bring it out. The day there is nothing in your house, they may not even try to, okay, use this one, add to whatever you have. Use this one and that's fine. No, some of them may come and they may make a mess. So these are some of the things in our heads. However, there are those of them that that will not cause a problem for you should you decide to accommodate them. Will you still be willing to have them come over? And I'm saying this because, hey, yes, we look forward to the government to do a lot. See, a lot will be saddled on the government at this time because this flood will not be caused by man at this point. No, it's not something that some people envisage. Yes, some people should have envisaged it, seeing what happened last year. But it may not be so. There's anxiety as we speak. This morning I was thinking about it. The level of awareness that have even been created, some people are still unaware. I'm talking about those old people in the village. There are some old people that you tell, leave this place. They tell you, Mba, I want to stay here, I position here. This is my community. I am going nowhere. Who breaks it down to them and explains to them that this is why it has become necessary for you to leave temporarily. So that's on one hand. So while camps are going to be made available for internally displaced persons, what about their sources of livelihood? How they are able to provide for themselves and their families? It may take a while. Everyone may be affected. Not everyone may be affected.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back after this.
Proxima Century Hotel.
In highlighting all that has been said so far, it is still hinged around the National Emergency Management Agency saying it is working with critical stakeholders over the release of excess water from the Lagbo Dam and River Benue in Cameroon. They said they are working to ensure that the release will not cause much negative impact. So what it means is there would be negative impact, but minimizing the impact. So it will not cause much negative impacts on the low-lying communities along the states that will be affected. Now, the statement listed as states likely to be affected, which include River State, Adamawa State, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Anambra, Enugu, Edo, Delta and Bayelsa State. He said the NEMA expected this release of excess water from the Lagbo Dam and had taken note of the likely impact and considered them in the preparations for mitigation and response to the 2023 flood alert. State government had been advised to come up with plans to tackle the flood situation. Citizens will probably be required to move from low-lying communities as well. Internally displaced person camps may not be enough for those that would be affected, and some individuals will prefer staying with familiar faces, and that will require another level of preparedness on the part of those who would be required to help in accommodating friends or relatives. Are you willing to accommodate friends, relatives who may be affected by the flood this year? Willingness will mean readiness. It will mean, okay, come over, your level of acceptance of these people to want to come and share your space with you. And this was what some people had to do for those they cared about last year, including some newlyweds. Yes, I know of some newlyweds in Bayelsa State who had to accommodate their relatives. It was all because of the flood. And you can imagine how you needed space for yourself. A lot of people could not even travel because by the time they got the information and all of that, the roads were not even accessible. You know what happened on the East-West Road now? The vehicles could not pass. So whatever needs to be done, it needs to be done now. If you're telling people to move, they should be able to move now, before it becomes almost impossible for anything of value to be done for them. So they should be able to move now. And it's not going to be easy. Thinking about it as one who has relatives in some of these areas, I know that the onus will lie on me somehow to help. My willingness to help is also going to be hinged around a lot of factors because, hey, it would not be my decision alone to make. And sharing space with people who may not understand how you want things done, well, it may not seem like, is that what you should be?
We talk about everything.